Everybody, welcome back. It's King. And if you're a subscriber, thank you. If not a subscriber, go ahead and hit subscribe right now. And I'm going to be telling you guys ghost stories. So every Sunday, I'm going to tell my life experience with the paranormal. Whether you want to call it ghosts, spirits, demons, your choice, whatever you want to call it. And I know some of you guys and gals out there have already had experiences yourself. And if you have, leave a comment. I want to know what you've experienced in your lifetime. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to start here. When I was about 20 years old, I think at 20 years old, I started working at a hospital, a psychiatric hospital called Mountain View Hospital here. And basically dealing with behavior problems from adults to children. And the hospital, here's some back history on it. Hospital was a tuberculosis hospital back in, I believe, the 40s or 50s or something like that, 30s, 40s, and 50s. And a lot of people died there. And, I didn't know about the tuberculosis hospital until I was already hired working in the place. And, I needed the job at the time. My daughter was little. She was about to be 1 year old at the time. So, you had to take care of your children and pay bills. So you needed a job. So I really wasn't picky about the job. Wasn't making that much money. I think $6 an hour at that time. And at that time, I think this was 2002, I believe. So 2002. Yeah, 2002. So I started working there in late fall that year. About September, October. And my first experience, I took a break. I worked third shift, 7P to 7A, 12-hour shift. So I was going to take my break at my lunch break at 2:30, and I was just going to go lay down. Just to go lay down and take a nap because I wasn't used to working third shift. So I go downstairs, I clock out, I go into the conference room, and of course there's nobody. It's just, you just hear random sounds and bumps. It didn't bother me. So I lay down on the table. After I shut the door up, I cut the lights off, and I lay down on the table, close my eyes. And you know how whenever you close your eyes and the light's on, it's kind of a red glint behind your eyes. You can tell the light's on. Now, I'm letting you know it's about to happen. I lay down on the table, close my eyes, everything pitch black pretty much. So I wasn't fully asleep. I was, I was just thinking a little bit, just laying there relaxing. And all of a sudden I had the red on my eyes, just like somebody turned the light on. And so I opened my eyes and the lights was back on. And I'm saying to myself, the first thing I did, because I left the door cracked a little bit where some light came in. And I got up, the door was still the same. Like, if the door was open, I knew somebody just opened that door up, and I was trying to debunk the situation. The first thing I do is debunk the situation. So I was looking crazy. Imagine the look on my face. I'm like, I know I cut that light off, and that light was cut back on. So that spooked me because I went out in the hall looking around. Nobody was there. I went look back in the room, and that was it for me sleeping and laying down, closed my eyes again because I couldn't wrap my head. I'm like, what happened? And the thing about it is, I've already experienced paranormal stuff, like different things, but I didn't expect anything here until I heard the backstory of the tuberculosis hospital. Hundreds of people died there and all that. So I went back upstairs. I was looking crazy, and the nurses, Miss Lorraine and Miss Battles, who do nurses, they were kind of looking at me like, "What's wrong with you? You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." I didn't tell them what happened, but that really bothered me because I know I cut the lights off, and I didn't hear anybody. I just wasn't no rustling sound. Lights just back on. So, and the switch was back up, like somebody flipped the switch up. So that really just bothered me. So, second account here that happened. It's been numerous. It's been a few times, but this was really creepy here. Me and a lady named Mandy was working the same. She was working with the children. I was working with the adolescents. And when it come down to time to get everybody in the bed and all, make sure they get in the bed, make sure they take the meds and all that. So it was about, say about 11 o'clock that night. Cause I have a great memory. And so we both sitting by an empty room. Now the rooms are empty. You got 3 beds to a room. And the room is empty, totally empty. We clean the room out. See, when kids leave, we got to clean the room and all that. Make sure nothing in the room. So if anybody else gets admitted that night, we can put them in that room. So each room can fit 3 kids to it. 3 adolescents or 3 children on the floor. So we're sitting there talking, having a conversation, and we hear movement in the room. And the room is empty. Now, of course, I'm sitting we sitting on each side of the door talking in the hallway. And the hallway is under surveillance at all times, the camera. So I'm sitting there and I looked at her, I said, "You hear that?" And she was like, "Yeah." We both was quiet. And no more than about, I'll say 15 seconds after that, we heard this groan, this deep guttural groan. Now, of course, me being who I am, I just got up, took off running down away from the room, and she was following behind. We both got away from the room. So, and that really shook me because the groan sounded inhuman, like as something else. You know, you hear somebody get hurt and it sounds like, they're hurting, that type of groan, but that did not sound like, and it just, that I wanted to clock out and go home, man. I was like, man, and what I did was on my way back down there, I just shut the door up. I didn't look in the room. I just helped snatch that door closed, and I just kept, we had to do hall check, 15-minute hall checks. I made sure that door was shut in that room because I was not about to look in that room and see something standing there, something like that. And I know everybody think the same I do. We may not be not, but your mind goes nuts trying to debunk. Maybe that was this, maybe that was that. But no, it wasn't maybe nothing. We heard a rustling sound, like movement, and then there was a groan. So, and then that was been a long time ago, but I still remember like it was yesterday. So that's a real spooky story, man. It's crazy. It's true stories. And that's all for today. Ghost Story Sunday from the King. If you like the story, if you like this, what you heard, send chills up your spine. Definitely click like. You can share this and leave a comment. I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever went through any similar experiences? Whether in your house, hospitals, wherever, graveyard, I want to hear about it. I'm always interested in this. And for those skeptics, if you're in the right place at the right time, you will experience something. So with that, guys and gals, I'll talk to you guys later.